World Championship 2023, the format, the structure of how the duel is actually going to be played out at the World Championship this year for Master Duel, featuring Team Europe, Team 1 being Yosh, Quantal, Emery, and Team 2 being Isk, Herman, and Bowden. Absolutely stacked European team this year. If we don't take it, I'm going to be very upset. Still haven't decided on a name, by the way. If you guys have any suggestions, please leave it down below. So, these are the rules that will be held in Japan for August 5th and 6th at the weekend. Top 8 duels will assemble their dream teams. It will be a team battle, so a 3v3 team between teams of 3. 8 teams made up of representatives from each region. The finals consist of the first stage and the final tournament. The first stage is a round-robin tournament, so what that means is every team duels against every other team. So there's no Swiss, there's no like single elim kind of thing. You duel against every other team, so there's, for your team, you will have seven duels. And then from that, I think they're going to explain it here. Then it'll be split into 2 teams, and 2 teams from each group qualifies for the final tournament. And a match between 2 teams is called a round, and a round consists of each player playing 1 duel against everyone on the opposing team. So it's not like typical TCG, where a 3v3 is A versus A, B versus B, C versus C. What happens is A will play against A, then A will duel B, then A will duel C. So everyone on the team will play against everyone on that team. So it isn't just like a best of 3 between 3 people sort of thing, right? That's not how it's going to work. You will play against everyone on the team. So during rounds, players can talk with their opponents and watch their duels after finishing. They cannot watch other teams' duels or listen to other teams' conversations. The winner of a round is the team that won the most. However, if a team has won 5 or more duels by the end of the second set and has therefore already won the round, the third set will not be played, and all duels in the third set will count as a win for the round-winning team. Basically, if you win so much to the point of the cutoff being 5, I guess, you will qualify to the knockout. If the number of duels won is tied, the round-winning team will be decided by a duel between the team representatives, which is really weird, by the way, because I feel like they should just save time and make it a head-to-head. So if there's a draw between who will qualify to the final stage, they do another duel with like the team captain versus the team captain, and I don't know what structure that's going to be. I assume it's just a best of 1 single duel. But I feel like, why do that? They already played each other in Swiss anyway, so just make them just do the head-to-head battle, which is easier, by the way, because it's like a 50-50 split. Anyway, all decks must follow the FNL list effective as of July 14, so that this is the last official ban list for Worlds is the banning of Silva and Expulsion. The current format, and I think there's going to be the new packs included, I assume. Probably clarification here. Now, this is really interesting. So each player can use up to 2 decks total, and can choose which of the 2 to use for each duel. So you choose 2 separate decks that you take into that match. You have 2. You're allowed 2. There can be at most 3 copies of each card across all of each team's decks. This is absolutely massive, huge, and never been done before in Yu-Gi-Oh! You are not allowed to play the same number of cards as your teammates, provided that it reaches a maximum copy of 3. If you play 3 Ash Blossom, your teammates cannot play Ash Blossom. If you play 1 Ash Blossom, then one of your other teammates can play 1, and then the other third can also play 1. So you have a shared card pool across all of your team. If a card is semied or limited, only 1 or 2 copies can be respectively included across each of the teams. So it still follows the ban list. You can't just have 1 and 1 and 1, or each one playing a 1 of. So 1 total. So yeah, these are examples. But however, each team can designate up to 3 shared cards. I wonder what they're going to be. If a card is designated as a shared card, up to 3 copies can be included in each deck. Wow, I wonder which they're going to be picking as the shared card, huh? If a shared card is limited, only 1 copy can be in each deck. If a shared is limited, only 2 up to each deck, etc., etc. So, the shared card for this tournament very likely is going to be, let's be real, Maxi. That's immediately shared card number 1. After that, things could be a little bit different. Could be Ash Blossom. Could be Bestials, because they have a lot of crossover in a lot of decks, and, only one person having Magnamut is kind of rough. So there's a world where, something like that could happen. Anyway, guaranteed 100% number 1 spot will be Maxi. No doubt about that. I wonder if Konami will recognize and understand and see, all 8 of our 3v3 teams across the entire planet, in every single region of the world, in every corner of this facet of this planet known as Earth, is picking Maxi as their shared card. I wonder why. Anyway. So yeah, after you get through the first stage, the final stage, 8 teams will be divided into groups, and a round-robin competition will be held among the 4 teams in each group. And the top 2 teams from each group proceed to the final tournament. The ranking within each group is determined by the following: the total rounds won, most individual duels won, the total duels won by the team leader. If 2 teams have the same totals for 1 through 3, a duel between the team representative will be played to decide which team places higher. Yeah. And then the final tournament, I think, will be on day 2, probably. 4 teams will compete in the semis, with 2 winning teams advancing to the championship match. The winning team in the championship chat will be the winner of this competition. When the winning team is determined, all the duels taking place at that moment will be terminated. Alright, so that is the format, that's the structure. To recap, you have 8 total 3v3 teams. You have a share if you play cardpool. You can designate 3 shared cards between your whole team so that you can all still play 3 copies each. So now, this is very interesting. Because the most important, crazy thing about this entire whole new format is, well, guess what? We're not going to be seeing a bunch of tier mirrors. We're actually going to be seeing a lot of diversity, which is really exciting. There's going to be a lot of different decks being played, since, you know, it's a shared card pool. So pretty much everyone has to play a unique deck each. And I think one of the biggest struggles there as well is going to be Bestial. Because that's a very huge, big, important engine that's played across multiple decks. And so it's like, you're going to have to decide which player in your team gets the Bestials. Now, I assume you probably give it to the Dragon player. I assume people will bring Dragon Link. Dragon Link seems like an extremely powerful deck for this. But yeah, that's the structure. You all have to deck build and pick a different archetype each, essentially. And that's how it works. I saw so many people complaining about this and crying about this and saying that it's not a good format or a good structure. To that, I say, cry about it. I think this is absolutely incredible and something unique and cool. The only bad thing about this, however, is that the dice rolls are completely coin flip. So there's no going second and stuff. You don't get to choose if you go second. So if you do a 3 versus 3 team, you play against A, then B, then C, you can hypothetically lose all your coin flips, which is huge. You can theoretically lose every single coin flip. And there's nothing you can do about it. So that's something that isn't, you know, set in stone. Well, I mean, it is set in stone. That's it. That's life. You know, you have to deal with it. There is nothing to deal there. But you can duel against another team and just lose all your coin flips. Will there be a side deck? There is no side deck. You have two decks total. You can choose which one to duel and which one to play with at any given time. Whenever you sit down, you can play the same deck over and over and over. You can play the second deck. You can mix it up. You can do 50-50, whatever. But yeah. That is the structure of the World Championship, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely excited to see what the teams come up with when it comes to building their decks, and I'm extremely hyped for this tour. I think it's such a cool formatting. Some people might complain about the variants and stuff like that, but hey, let's be real. Masdo isn't really supposed to be some crazy top-tier competitive, well-balanced game of chess, is it? I mean, let's be real. With the concept of coin flips and Maxi, I don't think it really can be. But hey, it's fun, it'll be enjoyable for the viewers, and I think that's really what the most important thing is. 0-7 to the players, though. Good luck having fun with this. But as a viewer, I'm extremely excited.